So you was, pretty much exposed to these other countries kind of early on in your life.
Absolutely.
Right. So when you returned from, your tour and everything, I'm sure you did some dating while you was out there, right? While you was overseas in other countries?
Oh, yeah.
So did that kind of make an effect on how you dated when you returned back to America?
Absolutely did.
So you've been on some
I've been on it. I've been on it. I clearly remember coming back and talking to my cousins and telling them, man, I was with some bad girls out there. You won't believe it. And I remember I had my video camera. I had so much footage on my video camera and it got stolen.
Oh, damn.
All of it would be on my page.
Did you go to Brazil while you was in the Navy?
I didn't go to Brazil.
Okay.
Never been to Brazil.
Okay.
I still need to go to Brazil. I'm still more comfortable going to Brazil than Colombia. Colombia, I'm good for right now until they clean that up. Brazil, right. I still might do Brazil. Okay. But I came back and I had pictures and everything. I had all kinds of good stuff. They was like, man, you was messing with. I said, I was messing with this girl in Spain, over here in France, in Portugal and Greece and all the tomato, just showing them all this stuff. I was in Egypt, bad ones out there. And I was saying, man, I'm telling you, Brian, I ain't messing with these girls back in the States no more. I literally said that. So I was on that back then. That was a passport bro statement.
Okay.
That's mentally, I was a passport bro since. And when these girls would act up, I'd be like, I'm done.
So you had already knew what you was looking for pretty much primarily because after the military. Because if you stayed in America, guys are used to dating women they went to school with, or it's like the same old, they don't know that, a lot of brothers never even experienced a feminine woman before.
Right.
But you had already experienced a feminine woman.
Yep.
And you talk about I think right now in 2025, dating is, whether we like to admit to it or not, it's kind of going global. Because men are looking for a certain type of woman, no matter what race or creed she is. Right? Black, white, green, or yellow.
Right.
All men across the board of every race are looking for pretty much a feminine, some cases submissive, woman to a certain degree.
Of course. What else can you make a wife?
Damn, that's a good point. We got to bar that.
What else can you make a wife?
You got to bar that, okay.
If someone says you can make a Cardi B into a wife, my response is how? Okay? Not that Cardi B is a loudmouth B.I.B.I. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? I actually got a lot of love for Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? I think if we met, I would actually like her as a person.
I just left a land of Cardi B's. There's so many Cardi B's in the DR, bro.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of girls in the DR are not like Cardi B, from what I was told. You can vouch for that?
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. I guess I'm right.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, can you make a Cardi B a wife? Now, keep in mind.
Or we can say use a better one, Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion. Can you make a Megan Thee Stallion?
Technically, Cardi B is married, so somebody made her.
Right. I don't think she married no more. Dude wild out on her. So now people will say, "Oh, I could easily make Megan Thee Stallion." No. That's not what we said. A Megan Thee Stallion, not a famous, wealthy music artist. That ain't what we talking about. Someone who looks like her, thinks like her, and acts like her. Now, I'm going to give her a job. I'm going to give her... Sister's got a lot of careers, right? Let's make her a social worker in the state of... Give me a city. Atlanta.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Which means she's making about $80,000 to $120,000 a year. She's good. Now, how do you make her a wife? Dudes was like, keep in mind that if, in order for your marriage to go well, your wife needs to fall on your program. A marriage is a husband's program. If there were women in a room right now, they would fight me on it. And I'm like, could you give me an example of a marriage that works that's on a female's program? I would love to know what a female's program is. Could y'all throw some butter on that and just give an example of how you think it would work if you was on a female's program in your marriage? Danny, could you try to paint as clear of a picture on what you would think that would be like if you was married to a woman, doesn't matter where she's from, just she's a woman, but you're on her program? What do you think, Danny?
Okay, so we're thinking about you're saying the program, so what women want from a relationship, you're just giving them exactly what.
For example, let me paint it clearer for you. Let's take a girl from New York City, and she said, without saying it directly, that the marriage needs to be on her terms. That she's basically going to be a form of an alpha, which means the rules in which the marriage is based on is coming from her. Shit. From what you believe that would look like, how would that, could you try to be as creative as you can and see if that would actually work for you?
I mean, based off my experience, if you give a woman exactly what she wants, it's basically gonna be you and her together 24/7. She probably doesn't want you working that much. She kind of wants you to devote your life to her, give her all your attention. Like all your extracurricular activities needs to run through her. Doesn't sound very fun. Sounds pretty terrible.
I'm already stressed.
Yeah, like, I really need my space in a relationship. So for me, personally, I don't have an issue with women working. I think it's good to give her something to do, keep her busy during the day. That way I don't have to keep her distracted all day. But I know some guys just want their woman like at home all the time, whatever. But for me, I mean, yeah, I just don't want to be stressed with like wondering what she's doing. Like I got to keep her entertained. I don't want to have to do that every day. So, but that's just my preferred life setup. But yeah, in my experience, whenever I try to I had one long-term relationship where I was kind of like adapting myself to what the woman wanted, and we were both miserable, so it didn't really work out.
I mean, for me personally, I'm more traditional, so that I could never even go with that at all. And I think that's maybe that's been the problem for me, why I haven't been married yet, because I've come close to being married a few times in my life, and I always was just like, nah, I can already see the problems within this. I can already tell, she's not really gonna abide by my program no matter what. She's already, hard clay.
Right, because it's her way to highway.
Right.
Now, my response to this is, no matter what, it is instilled in a woman's brain that a man has to be alpha in so many ways, not 100%, which means everybody around me is my way to highway. Everyone knows how hard that is, especially amongst our community. Mm-hmm. Someone's gonna step out and hate and just, I don't like you being up there, even though on paper and in life itself, you are above this person. But if they feel like they can't stand on 2 feet next to you, they're gonna start hating on you. Now, here's the problem. If a man comes into the room at a social gathering and you are on your wife's program, which means you can't be alpha, that person is gonna end up getting your wife's attention. And there's no way you can capture it from her because she already sees you as beta.
Yeah, that's kind of like, a lot of my older cats know this, but that's why you want to fix everything in your home yourself.
Your program.
Even if you it's okay to get a plumber or something every now and then, but that's one of the key things. It's almost like letting a beautiful woman come in your house and cook. It's like, you got a wife, but mentally it's just like, this beautiful woman is in here cooking and cleaning. For me, that's why a lot of guys end up cheating with their maids. And a lot of women end up cheating with the maintenance man or you see what I'm saying? Because there's still attributes of a man or woman that we like subconsciously, whether we like to admit it or not. Like a woman loves a man that can do something with his hands, anything. Cook, fix a car, they just like that. They really don't like guys to be on the computers and playing video games all day. Same thing as men like women. You don't care if she got a master's degree or anything like that, but she cleans the house well. The house always smells good. She cooks really good. You know what I mean? And these are just subconsciously things that both sexes like and are attractive. So yeah, that's, you're right.
What would be the equivalent? A man playing video games all day. You got a job. As soon as you get home, all you want to do is play Call of Duty. Transfer that.
Huge turn off for a woman.
Right. Huge turn off for a woman.
Huge turn off for a woman.
Now, what is the equivalent turn off for a woman?
Going out with her homegirls, going to, that bush, going out with homegirls, not cooking, like having a thing where she doesn't cook at all, not even tries to cook or attempts to cook. That would be me for like a big turnoff. Like if you're not willing to cook for us, and we got to order Uber Eats every day, like that's a whole nother bill. So I think that would be the equivalent. A lazy woman in the house is the equivalent. If that woman is willing to stay in her home and it's dirty, I just can't do that shit, bro.
The days
when I used to come home, when I lived with my ex-girlfriend, I used to come home after work and she'd been there all day because this was a point where she wasn't working and the house was messy. I used to go off. Like I used to go, she's like, well, I just, I'm just like, nah, man, no man want to work 12 hours a day, then come home to a nasty home. You've been sitting here all damn day. Like, what the fuck?
That's whack.
I mean, she would cook, now granted, to her credit, she would cook the hell out some shit though. She was Haitian. So she would cook the hell, like the food would be done, but the house would be like, not dirty, messy. You know what I'm saying?
See, now, there's been days, and there's so many of us got stories of we were going on a date, and we go back to the girl's crib, or, after dating a few days, we go back to the girl's crib, and her crib is dirty and nasty. I have got some stories.
Me too, bro.
I've got stories of women that were bad, and I went back to their crib. Mm-hmm. She had stuff on the floor, the walls was dirty, garbage was taken out, dishes piled up. Her clothes were smelly, the bathroom was dirty. And it's not just one of these, it's been a plethora of these. And of course, all I'm gonna do is bounce. I mean, we've got so many of those stories, so many of us. And a lot of times when we passport, bro, leave and we tell them and we simplify it like, we don't want to mess with these dudes at the States. No one really gets into all of that. But if what we're trying to tell y'all is, even though you, as a female watching this right now, you're good, you're nice, you smell good, you're probably a girl that all three of us would be like, oh man, fuck, I'm just gonna marry this girl. If that's you, then you're not who we talking about. What we're saying is we having a hard time finding you. We don't know where you at. And when we do find you, you usually got a ring on your finger. All right?
Facts.
And if we could still get you with a ring on your finger, then obviously you're not what we thought you were. But that's another story. But what you don't understand is what we're really, if we really get down in detail, we talk about raunchy, nasty girls who are ignorant, girls who are like, you go over there and her ex-boyfriend show up at a crib and like, who, this nigga? With three other dudes in the back and one of them got a gun, been in that situation. You got some girls that are like, everything is good about her, but turns out that she's crazy and you got to talk to her and she's hiding in the bushes at your job. Been there, and I had a federal job. A girl who turns out, and I was, at a nightclub out in Connecticut, and 3 different dudes that she dated was at the club. Mm-hmm. And 2 of them was getting in a fight, and I didn't even know it was about her. And when I went her, told her we gotta get out, she said, no, wait, I know these dudes. And the other dude took my face and shoved me and was like, yo, who's this dude? And I'm like, the next thing you know, I'm fighting this person. And out of all that, guess who ended up going to jail? Me. Had to spend a night in jail. It turns out this other girl had told me, she came over my crib, she said, I just wanna let you know about what happened last night. And she filled me in, tell me everything, that this girl's a hoe. She's been with this dude, she be selling it. And one of the dudes was mad because he paid her to hit it. And she never came by. And the other dude was mad because he's trying to hoe out his girl, but she's his ex. And that's why they was fighting. And the other dude was a dude she gave her number to, and he was like, all that happened in one night. So they don't know, these girls don't know when we say we done with the West. They think we're saying that, they try to say we sum it up. Oh, you so like black women. Mm-hmm. Oh, you just a simp and you can't handle, a strong woman. I was like, we don't want a strong woman. That's our point.
Right.
Or you just can't afford it. It means you broke and you can't afford to take a girl out. I'm like, first of all, you keep always talking about afford to take a girl out, and I usually refer to it as going out to dinner. People, taking a girl out to dinner is a celebration that you two are a couple now. You went on a date and things work out, you like each other, and now we're gonna be dating for a while. So you go out to dinner and you celebrate that. That's what dinners, you don't take a girl, we're meeting on the internet. You don't take a girl out to dinner that you met off the internet. That is a first meeting. You don't even know if we like each other yet. The only thing you should be doing when you meet a girl off the internet is showing up and having a conversation. And if that works out, then you go out on a fun date. And then if that works out, then you go out to dinner to let you know, take our glass together, to us.
Right.
How am I gonna go to us and I don't even know you yet?
What do you think about passport and passport? What's your opinion? What we have a problem with is picking on black women as a reason to go over to take advantage of women who are not financially stable. You go over here to find somebody who's going to treat you like a king.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.